sloppiness is usually what gets in the way of people when they're multiplying or dividing the decimals, or they've just not done it for so long that they make simple mistakes. Let's just do a quick little review. But remember, the key is trying to be as neat as possible. When you see a problem that's written vertically, it's usually best to turn it in, when it's written horizontally like this, turn it into a vertical problem. Stack the numbers right up on top of each other. And, go ahead, make sure you draw a nice crisp line so that way you know where the original problem is and where your work begins. Take your time. We're going to take this 5 and we're going to multiply it to the 2, the 6, and the 5 the same way that you always have. Now, after you've gone through and multiplied everything by the first number, we're going to put a placeholder 0 in there for the second one. Okay, basically it shifts it over once. And now we're going to take 562 and multiply it by the 2. And then lastly, really we don't need to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. When we go to multiply by the third number, basically I've got to put 2 placeholders in here, 0. Right, remember that? And then I'm going to literally just go through and multiply 562 by 0, which makes everything 0. After you're done with the multiplication, we have one final step really, and that's to add everything up and find our decimal place. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 5, 10, carry the 1, make that a 4, and this is a 1. So we're done with our adding, and the last part is now counting up how many decimal places. This is 1 decimal place, and this is 2 more, so we've got to move our decimal place over a total of 3 times. And there we go, 14.050. We don't need any extra zeros hanging off the end of this answer, so we could literally just rewrite it as 14.05. When we take a look at these types of problems, though, again, it's just important that you take the time to line your numbers up. See how mine are lined up nice and vertical on top of each other, and just not be in a rush to make a mistake. So 0.001 is smaller than 2.1, but it's got more numbers in it. So I'm actually going to place that on top. And let's go through and do the same again. 1 times everything on top. So that's a 1, 0, 0, 0. Now, don't forget to come back through and put your placeholder in there for the 0 for the second round. And 2 times 1 is 2. And 0, 0, 0. Add everything up. And then count up how many decimal places you have here. Let's see, there's 3 on top, 1 on bottom, so that's a total of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's our answer, 0.0021. That's what we do with multiplication. Please don't be in a rush with it, and you'll be okay. What about division? Sometimes we've got to divide decimals by a whole number. Sometimes people get confused about which one goes inside the divisor sign. Well, it's your first number. So 129.78 goes inside, and the 6 goes on the outside. Now we just handle it like a regular division problem. Does 6 go into 1? No. Does 6 go into 2? Yes. So 12 minus 12 is 0, and we pull down our 9. Does 6 go into 9? Yes, it does. Notice I put my 1 right over my 9. I put my 2 right over the 2 and the 12. So that's very important. We've got 3 left over. See this decimal sign? Place it right above it. And now we can pull down our 7. Does 6 go into 37? Yes. So minus 36 is 1. Now I can pull down the 8. Does 6 go into 18? Yes, it does. 3. So the answer is 21 and 63 hundredths. Now, most people can handle that okay, but this is where the majority of the division problems come from. We're still going to put this inside the divisor sign, so 4.81, and we're going to put 2.6 on the outside of it. So 4.81 divided by 2.6. Now, do you see that we're going to have to move this decimal sign 1 to the right? That makes us then move this 1 to the right. I'm going to go ahead and move my decimal point right above this new location. And let's see, does 26 go into 4? No. Does 26 go into 48? Yes, it goes in one time. So let's go ahead and subtract 26. We have 22 left over. And now we go ahead and bring down our 1. Does 26 go into 221? It does. It goes in 8 times. So 2.6 times 8. Yeah, you've got to go ahead and do a little bit of math here off to the side. 48, carry the 4, 16, and make it 20. Count up your decimal points. I'm sorry, it'd be 26 times 8, so it'd just be 208. Apologize for that. And this will be 13 left over, and now we need to add a 0 and bring this on down. How many times does 26 go into 30? It goes in 5 times. Just to prove it, let's show it to you. So nothing left over, and that's our answer, 1.85. And I'm going to go ahead and erase this off of here so it doesn't kind of muddy up our notes. How about you go ahead and try these two problems? We've got one division, one multiplication. If you can do these, you'll be in good shape. Before we start, and hopefully you've already solved them, I'm going to draw a little boundary line there so we can keep our work separate. And let's go ahead and do this. 132.8 divided by 8. Let's see, 8 goes into 13 one time. So we've got 5 left over, and we pull down our 2. 8 goes into 52 6 times. See this decimal point? Put that straight above it. 8 times 6 is 48. Subtract it. We've got 4 left. And now we can pull down this 8. 8 goes into 48 6 times. So our answer is 16.6. For this problem over here, it's best if you put the number that has the most digits in it on top. So 222.68 times 7.6. I'm going to take the 6 and multiply it all the way across 222.68. And that gets us, let's see, 8, 0, 6, 3, 3, and 1. I'm going to switch to a different color now. And remember, we need to go ahead and put in the place holding 0 there so that we can scoot everything over 1 bit. And now we can, let's see, get 6, 7, 8, 5, 5, 1. And we're ready to add these all up now. Don't forget your decimals. And there we go. 1,692 and 368 thousandths.